So now let's go ahead and take a look at a walkthrough of how you can actually use Git in a very simple project. So before we get started with Git, you need to download and install Git. It's a very simple process. You can go to this website here and you download the package there. So if I open this, it's going to say like downloads. Click on the respective OS you are using, Mac OS, Windows or Linux. And once you're done, you would be able to actually open the command line, and then if you enter git -- version, it will show you what version of Git you're using. So as long as you see that, it means that Git is successfully installed and you're good to go. So next step, we would configure Git. So on the command line itself, key in git config -- global user.name, and then you put in your name. So what you want to show, what name you want to show in the commits. Similarly, you do the same, git config -- global user.email, and put in the email that you are associating with this Git commits. So that would actually set you up for Git. And now let's take a look at a very simple project where we can use Git. So I'm just going to clear this. So I'm in a code repository. So but it's going to be empty, right? So I'm going to instantiate a new node project with a simple command npm init. I'm going to accept all the defaults here, and once done, it would create something called package.json. So when I key in git status, this will be telling me what is the status of my Git repository here. But of course, it would say that there is no Git repositories because we have not instantiated any Git repository yet. So to get started, what we need to do is we need to init a Git repository with simply the command git space init. This will initialize the empty Git repository, and now we can key in git status. Again, it will tell us what files are tracked and what is not tracked. So it tells us we are on the branch called master. There's no commits yet. There's an untracked file called package.json, and nothing is added to commit, but untracked files are present. So we are going to add git add package.json. So this would actually add package.json to the staging area. So now if we see status, we can see that no commits yet. Changes to be committed are this new file called package.json. So if we do not want to actually commit this, then we can unstage it with some command. But now we want to actually commit this. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to commit it. Git commit -m adds a message saying that I'm going to put it as an initial commit. This is my first commit, so I'm going to put that. So that's it. I've committed this file. So if you see git status, we are on branch master, nothing to commit, working tree is clean. So we have already committed, which means we have saved this file into Git. So if we actually use something called git log, this will show you all the commits we have done, and you can see I have actually committed initial commit on April 20th, and if you want to see more details like I showed you in the previous screenshot, what we need to do is that we double click on this, we copy this commit, and we key in git show, and you paste this unique string of numbers. So once we do that, then we can see, hey, I actually have added package.json, and I've added 11 lines. So all the green highlighted lines here are what I've added. So yeah, so that's about it. So that's how you quickly initialize a Git repository and you commit to the Git repository. So next, let's go ahead and add an index.js file. So I'm just going to add a very simple console.log statement which says hello world. So yeah, so once I save this out, I go to git status. Again, it's going to tell me I have this untracked file. So I'm going to add this to staging. So git add this. I have staged index.js, git status, and it says changes to be committed is index.js. So I'm going to put git commit -m adding index.js. and git log. Done. So I've saved my index.js file into Git. So let's say I have a great feature, right? I'm working on feature X. So how do I go about that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a feature branch. So let's say git checkout -b, and I'm going to put feature X. So what this command does is to create a new branch called feature X, and we are going to check out into that branch. So press enter. It says switch to a new branch feature-x. So in here, if you put git status, there's nothing because we are already clean. If you can git log, we would see that we have branched out of the main branch into this feature branch called feature-x. In here, I'm going to make an edit. So I'm going to change index.js. So instead of hello world, I want to add a new feature. So let's say I'm going to put another console log which says feature X is done. So I'm going to write this out. Now I put git status. It automatically notices that this file has been modified. So what do we do now? So now I'm done with feature X. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to add this file index.js to staging. Now git status, it says changes to be committed, git is index.js. So I'm going to git commit this. Feature X completed is my message. Done. So if I git log, feature X is committed. But now we are on feature X and feature X is done. But now if we go back into our master branch, so git checkout master, and you can git log, it won't be there because all the changes that we have made on feature X is actually being stored on feature X branch. It's not on the master branch. So that is the cool thing. I've worked separately on a feature in a different branch without affecting my main branch, which is the master branch, right? So how do we actually combine the changes from my feature branch into my master branch? So on my master branch, I'm going to git merge feature X and done. If you git log here, you would see feature X is completed. Isn't it super easy? You worked on a feature without affecting any of this main branch code, and once you're done, only then you go back to your main branch, which is your master branch, and you merge it from your feature branch, and now you have all the changes already combined here. One of the key features of Git is to allow us to time travel back into some of the commits that you have already made. So for example, if you put git log, we can already see we have 3 commits. So suddenly you realize that feature X has a lot of bugs. So what do we do? So we realize that this is the best version for us to roll back into. All we need to do is that we copy this commit, this code, this is basically a hash code. We come back and we put git reset and we enter this code and we press enter. So now if I go into git log, I only see 2 commits, and that's how easily you can time travel back into the past, where you can actually go back to a very specific commit that you want to work on. So that is one of the most powerful ways that Git allows you to time travel back into a specific commit that you want to work on. So yeah, Git doesn't only allow you to track the history, but also traverse within the history. So that's it for the walkthrough. In the next video, we will actually see how we can actually host our Git repository on the cloud using something called GitHub. So I'll catch you guys in the next video.